Hi everyone, today we will be talking about tear film and artificial tear osmolarity. Before we begin, my name is Corinne Demerjen-Kachikian and I am an Associate Product Manager at iMed Pharma. So, what is osmolarity? Well, when it comes to dry eye, osmolarity is defined as a measure of salt concentration in a patient's tears. This is expressed in milliosmoles per liter. These are in fact the units. When a person has dry eye, they often have something that's called hyperosmolarity. So this is basically signifying an increase of osmolarity in their tear film. This hyperosmolarity is caused by an increased evaporation of their tears or a reduction of tear secretion. Therefore, these people often we say they have salty tears. When this occurs, there is a loss of that homeostasis. Once that homeostasis is lost, a hyperosmolar tear film leads to a whole bunch of different dry eye symptoms in the patients, such as blurry vision, irritation, inflammation, and so on. Particularly, there is also premature cell death of those important corneal cells alongside the cells of the conjunctiva, particularly goblet cells, which are important in producing the mucin layer of the tear film. So this is not so great. You really want to avoid having a hyperosmolar tear film. Unfortunately, people with dry eye do have this hyperosmolarity, and that's why they should consider using Osmo Protectants when it comes to artificial tears. Osmo Protectants will help those water-stressed cells of their ocular surface when that tear film has become very salty. We have glycerin in all of our eye drops, that is an osmo protectant, and eye drop MGD has PC, which is an additional osmo protectant alongside glycerin. So really do consider osmo protectants when choosing an artificial tear. So how do you even measure the osmolarity of the tear film? There are various diagnostic devices available, such as the eye pen. So the eye pen will determine tear osmolarity in the same units we discussed before, so milliosmoles per liter. This eye pen is very quick at measuring osmolarity, very easy to use. A recent study actually showed that with increased tear osmolarity, so hyperosmolarity, it associated this and the readings found by the eye pen of osmolarity with lower tear breakup time, lower Schirmer test values, and higher ocular surface disease index symptom scores, which therefore shows that the eye pen can actually screen for patients with dry eye. Of course, you have to consider a whole bunch of other things besides osmolarity. Another thing to consider, temperature is negligible when it comes to the eye pen because the temperature of the palpebral conjunctiva, so that inner eyelid portion, remains stable throughout the reading. Osmolarity readings can vary depending on various factors, such as time of day, so in the morning versus the night, your osmolarity can change. The body's general hydration state, if you're dehydrated, that could affect osmolarity. Use of artificial tears, and finally temperature. But with the eye pen, you don't have to worry so much about temperature because, like we said earlier, the inner eyelid area remains stable. Temperature doesn't change throughout the day. Lastly, all our eye drop products are hypoosmolar. So that's the exact opposite of a hyperosmolar tear film that patients with dry eye do have. So newly produced tears are about that 295 milliosmol per liter range. Our eye drops are just below that, which is what makes them hypoosmolar. Keep in mind, we still need more research to show the use of using eye drops with a hypoosmolar osmolarity. But so far, all the studies that have been done have pointed to looking at osmolarity of the eye drop as an added parameter when choosing an artificial tear. The theory behind this is really that it could kind of balance out. If you have hypoosmolar eye drops, it could balance out that hyperosmolar tear film. So thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We hope you learned something new. And of course, feel free to follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Have a great day and thanks for listening.